I am in the middle of probably the biggest crisis of my adult life and I can barely think, so I apologize in advance if this comes across as really weird or rambly. My wife went to Mexico last week for a friend's bachelorette party, and aside for the plane ticket, the hotel and the first day's food and drinks, she didn't spend a penny all week. I mean, on the credit card it's as clear as day that on Monday up until about 9 p.m. she was buying dinner, stuff at the hotel shop, drinks at the bar, souvenirs, and then at 9 p.m. she didn't spend another cent the entire week until she was at her layover airport in Dallas. She says it's because her friend took over and paid for everything. I guess this is plausible, but it still is giving me a funny feeling. What is worse is that my wife is a person who posts her entire life on Instagram, on TikTok, mostly Instagram, but if she does anything from get a latte to picking the kids up at school, she will post it either as a picture or as a story. The last thing she posted on TikTok was that trend of people jumping into their vacation from the airport, and after that her social media is blank. I was kind of keeping an eye on it because I was excited for her to go on the trip, and again I guess it's plausible, but it gives me a funny feeling. When she got home I said I can't wait to see all the pics she took, and she really blew me off and said that she just didn't feel like taking pics that week. She has also been incredibly distant, and last night she said she just felt like sleeping on the couch because the AC hits better. This is 100% true, but I swear I heard her talking on the phone in the middle of the night. When I got up to check on her I accidentally tripped over the dog and made a huge racket, so when I got downstairs she appeared to be asleep. I brought all of this up this morning and said I'm not accusing her of anything, but all this put together is making me feel uneasy. I wasn't trying to bait her or fight with her, just get my feelings on the table. She said you were a major fucking asshole for bringing this up on her first day back at work. I said I wasn't trying to pry, just communicating with her, and she said your communication is prying and I am not discussing this with you ever again. She then took the kids to summer camp and left. Update 1. So I realized that her text probably synced to her iPad, so I just checked. It took me a while to figure out the passcode, but I did. But there was a message at 9:15 the night she got to the resort from a number with no contact info that said, "Okay, I'll meet you in the lobby." Is the app you said Signal? I looked up Signal and it's kind of like WhatsApp. The iPad doesn't have Signal on it. Edit 2. If you have been following my comments, you've seen that my sister is coming over and she's an insane internet sleuth and is relentless when it comes to this cheating stuff. She also scares me a bit, so I'm hoping this isn't a mistake. I'm going to probably stop responding for a while so we can talk and she can do her thing. I am numb, but she can do this. Thanks for everyone and the nice comments and the reality check. It's not looking good. Edit 3. She cheated. My sister was able to get lots of info from the real estate guy and my wife denied it at first but then admitted it. Soru, it took so long to update, but I'm numb. Have literally zero idea what to do now. Oop, I love my little sister to death and obviously her skills and tenacity were invaluable here, but I don't think the world is ready for how vicious she can be. Oop, my sister had a burner phone and texted him as my wife that her husband, me, was suspicious, so she had a new phone and for him to contact her on Signal there if he wanted to stay in touch. Literally within seconds he sent a Signal message, and through the course of an hour or so my sister, again pretending to be my wife, was able to get him to reminisce about the week they had. He sent pics of them together in a bar, them on the beach together, etc. We took pics of the Signal messages with another phone, so there is 100% smoking gun evidence of her with the guy and him saying how much fun they had. Oop, what I can't get over is how sleazy the guy is. He's not attractive, he's overweight, his real estate website reads like some get-rich scheme. He literally looks like Tony Soprano with 30 extra pounds and greasier hair. I'm ripping myself up because I just don't get it. I probably make more money than he does, combined we certainly do, so what did he have that was worth it? Is it that I spent our money on maxing out retirement accounts and college savings and not flashy BS like he obviously does? I mean, I could understand if she was attracted to hippie or rock climber / surfer dude with rock hard abs, but this guy makes it so much worse. I feel like such a failure. Oop, I'm sorry, I've had well over 1,000 questions asking for clarification. If you are asking how we found out who the guy was, it went like this. I logged into my wife's iPad and there was a single message from an unknown number where my wife said she would meet him in the lobby and asking what the Signal app was. I googled that number and it's a real estate agent's number who works in South Florida. I found his Instagram and was able to verify that he was in fact in Mexico this past week, supposedly on a golf trip with his friends. Update 2. For people looking up our personal stuff, we don't live in Lubbock, nor does my wife work for the Lubbock school system. We grew up in the area and went to college there but have long since moved to another community. Please don't try to research this as you may hurt someone who is totally not involved. I'm getting lots of advice to delete this and I don't want to, but I may have to. Edit 5. I know people really want updates and we've been talking, arguing, screaming, threatening all day long. I'm more confused than I was this morning, that's for sure. But I'm also confused, exhausted, sad, upset, nervous, and I don't know what to do. I did make a preliminary appointment with a family law attorney tomorrow to talk about protecting assets and how to navigate the legal way ahead regardless of what I chose to do. I will say that there's S subreddit that this was cross-posted to, and it may be the most toxic group of people I've ever seen online, and I feel really bad for those people. As for the privacy issues, no one has figured out who we are. That's not a challenge, by the way. I'm very tired and I doubt people are still invested, but if there's still interest I can update either on this post or a new in a few days. I'm really hoping to sleep tonight. My sister still has the kids and they are having a blast and went to the lake with her boyfriend's family today, so I'm glad they are in good hands. Oop, in one of her more lucid moments today I was begging her to tell me why she chose a guy who weighs 300 pounds with greasy hair on his fourth marriage with at least 6 kids, and she flat out told me he made her feel special. I guess I don't know women at all because I've spent my entire life trying to not be that guy and have my wife set up for retirement, my kids set up for college, we have a nice second home on the lake, I took risks to move from engineering to management in my company so I could provide our family with everything. I work late hours, I love my kids and coach little league and volleyball and swimming even though I can barely doggy paddle. I love her parents and paid for them to go to Hawaii with us last year. And fucking fat Tony Soprano with his rented Ferrari on his awful Florida real estate site made her feel special, and I'm looking at the prospect of legitimately not seeing my kids on Christmas morning ever again. Oop, in 1 minute she's devastated and begging me not to do anything rash and asking me to think of what the kids will do being raised in a split household, and in the next she's utterly unapologetic and telling me I caused all of this. I'm all over the place emotionally too, so I get it, but it's a little hard to hear that I caused this. Oop, it will definitely happen, but I need to talk to the lawyer tomorrow first. I think if I hadn't asked my sister to babysit yesterday and today this would now be a viral cheater story all over TikTok with the pics to prove it. Oop, no, nothing graphic, just like selfies taken at the bar with arms around each other, them sitting on the beach in lounge chairs sort of snuggled up. There's a few pics where he paid for her to do parasailing and riding ATVs. There's enough where she can't deny she was spending time with him, but nothing graphic enough that would make me want to blow my brains out. Update 3. First of all, I am now in the process of getting a legal separation from my wife with the aim of getting divorced. She and I both want to take the process very slow so it's fair to everyone. I do have a personal lawyer who is handling the separation, but even she recommends that it will be cheaper and easier for us to do a mediated divorce. She, the lawyer, not my wife, has a colleague who has this sort of package deal where we will work with a certified counselor while we are meeting with a mediation lawyer to handle the legal aspects. The goal is to learn to be co-parents and friendly while go through the breakup. I know my wife is hoping to see the counselor with the aim of reconciling. I am doing the counseling so I can learn how to treat her with some sort of respect as the mother of my kids for their benefit. I can't possibly see reconciling, but I guess stranger things have happened. Those of you who read along last week know that my sister is one of those internet sleuths who, if you tell her a first initial and someone's eye color, she can come up with a person's entire life history in a matter of minutes. I've pretty much let her handle all of the dirty work. She did some research on the guy and he's an absolute piece of shit. He has judgments and liens against him all over the country. He has 6 kids with 4 different women and is delinquent on child support on most of them. It seems like his mo is to just wait until the kids turn 18 and hope they stop coming after him. And this is the guy my wife picked to ruin everything for. My sister did get in touch with his current wife and said that she has pics and text messages that prove he was cheating, and so far has not heard back from her. Who knows what's going on with that? My assumption is it's happened so many times, she expects it and or tolerates it, but maybe we'll hear back from her. My wife and I are still in the house together until the separation is official, and we may continue to be even after the legal separation is done. I just don't know, and I figure as long as we can be friendly to each other then it's okay. I had to go away on business last week, and when I got back on Saturday it was pretty clear the fight in her was gone and she wanted to talk and accept full responsibility and was willing to come clean about the whole thing. I told her I really didn't need to hear any more because her affair partner had confessed the whole thing and even sent pics. I think her thing is that she's utterly humiliated and has been very quiet, even obsequious as her general manner around the house. It's not really what I want because I didn't get married to have a servant, and the change in her normal fiery and funny personality is only a reminder that something is really wrong. Kids are doing fine. They are spending a lot of time with my sister and her boyfriend and his family, so hopefully looking back this will just be the summer before their parents got divorced and are missing the turmoil in the house. I guess if there's questions I can try to answer them, but that's pretty much what's been going on. Oop, good questions. I don't think there was anything planned for the trip to Mexico. It seems like my wife just met the guy in the bar on the first night and he charmed her and it was off to the races. My wife is insistent that the other women didn't cheat, and she says they are totally disgusted with her for her behavior on the trip, and basically they had you tell him or we will threat against her when they found out that she was actually sleeping with him. Since I found out on the first day of her being back, they didn't need to carry through. I have no idea if any of that is true or not, but my lawyer did advise to handle informing their SOs very carefully. Oop, she didn't know to use Signal, he's the one that told her about it and told her to download it. Oop, she claims she hasn't been in touch since Saturday before they left, they came back last Monday, and is willing to let me go through her phone to prove it. She claims the middle of the night couch phone call was one of the friends who were making sure she knew that they were telling me if I didn't. Now on to story 2, boyfriend quit his job without telling me and now I'm financially supporting him, but he refuses to get a job and expects me to buy him things. My boyfriend, 33 meters, quit his job last year without telling me. I only found out 2 days before the rent was due. We split everything 50-50, when I asked him for his part of the rent. When I asked, he simply told me he quit because he was tired of working at that place. Since then, I've been paying for everything, including rent, food, gas, bills, and anything he needs. I had to work 2 jobs while going to school for a while. It was hard. But I finally finished school a couple months ago and I found my dream job. I make enough to live comfortably, even take care of my BF and still have money for saving. However, I still want him to get a job to support himself because I think as an adult, he needs a job. But I feel like really on me too much and he thinks since my job pays well, he doesn't have any reason to work. He always say things like you make good money now so maybe you could buy me my dream car or you should open a business for me to run. It bothers me a lot. I don't mind supporting my partner financially if there's a legit reason that prevent him from working, but it's not the case. He spends most of his time playing games, meeting up with friends, or just at home watching movies. I still have to do all the chores and take care of our dogs. His family thinks that he's been working to take care of me so that I can finish school, which is not true. Now they think I was able to finish school and got a good job all because of him. I don't even want to explain to them. I just want him to get a job and have a future. When I tried to talk to him, he told me I'm not supportive and now that I have a good job, I look down on him. What should I do? Is it even worth it to try to talk some sense into him? I don't want to start dating at this age but I feel like I can't keep doing this. Edit, some people pointed out quit, not quitted so I edit to correct that. Sorry, I can't change the title. English is my second language, so I still make mistake here and there. Thank you for the correction edit too. Wow, I didn't expect this many comments. I can't reply to everyone, but I did read all the comments and I really appreciate it. Many people have asked why him? Why I stay for years. What did I see in him? So I just want to answer it here. We started off pretty normal. We split everything 50-50, and I had no problem with that. But throughout the years, he started showing his true self. I was in school and school was the most important thing to me at that point, so I invested all my time and energy into it. I was in a PhD program, so I had stipend, around 30K/year, which was enough for myself but not for 2 people. After he quit his job, I was very stressed out but I had to focus on school and tried to do everything I could to survive. I didn't have time to really think about my personal life and I also didn't want to go through any changes in life, so I just let it be. In addition, he guilt trips me a lot, so I feel bad for him. But now that I have a stable job, I have time to really think about my future. I don't see myself being with him long term. I don't think it would be as easy as hey, let's break up because I know he wouldn't let it go that easy. But I'll start planning to get out, maybe ask some friends for support. His name is not on the lease, so I'll stay where I am and he'll have to move. Update 1. It's been 2 months since I posted about my situation on this sub and I just want to give you an update of how things went after I made that post. Before I go into the details, I just want to say I really appreciate everyone here. After I resolved everything, I occasionally would go back to my original post and read the comments to remind myself that I've done the right thing. After posting on here, I went home from work that day and asked my friends to come over but stay in the parking lot while I sort things out with my now ex-BF. Before I could even start the conversation, he told me his friend got a new car recently and how I should get him a car since I can afford it. I got really upset and told him he could have got himself a car if he was working. I told him how stressful it has been for me with him not working and fully relying on me. He started the "my life is already miserable and you're not being supportive" talk. I was sick of it. So I said I wanted to end things here and he needs to move out ASAP. As expected, he got upset and threw a tantrum. He was yelling, throwing stuff around, and when he realized I was being dead serious, he started threatening to hit and kill my dogs. I jumped in between him and the dogs to stop him from harming them. Then he pushed me, and grabbed me by my neck. I was able to get him off of me, put the dogs into a room, and called my friends to tell them come in and call the police. He was trying to hit me but my friends got there in time. I think he got scared when he saw my friends showed up, so he backed down but still verbally telling them to get out of the way or he would hit them too. The police came. They took him away and told me he wouldn't be able to come into the apartment anymore. He had to move but would need to be escorted by the police if he wants to grab his stuff later. It was a horrible experience, but it showed me that I've done the right thing. I thought that was the end of everything. But his auntie called me when she found out, and tried to gaslight me saying that he didn't do anything wrong and I was just upset so I called the police. I told myself that I no longer have to deal with these bullshit, so I told her to leave me alone and hung up. His family would continue to harass me but stopped when I threatened to report to the police. I continue to pay the rent and bills like how I've always been doing. The only thing that have changed is I'm now so much happier. I'm the happiest I've ever been in years. I just got a promotion last week. I've been spending time enjoying life, with the extra money I have since I no longer having to pay for his expenses. As for my ex, he's moved in with his aunt. I got a protection order so we are not in contact at all. Update 2. It's been a year since I called the police on my ex-BF after he hurt me and threatened to hurt my dogs. I hope the same thing doesn't happen to anyone, but if you're currently in a similar relationship, I hope this post will help you realize good things will come after to stand up for yourself. After my ex was taken by the police, I dealt with some harassment from his family but they eventually left me alone. I moved closer to my job in basically a different city that's 30 minutes away from my old apartment. I took some time to heal, and went on vacations by myself. It was great. I finally forward to coming home and spend time with my dogs. One of them passed away from cancer couple months ago. About 6 months after the incident, I met someone. He's a great person, and for the first time in a long time, someone treats me with love and respect. I'm very happy at the moment. I've learned to set boundaries and expectations early on to avoid being in the same situation again. Now to my ex's case. Yesterday, I got a call from the prosecutor office. To be honest, I totally forgot about the case and I thought there's nothing else to follow up on. But they called to inform me that they'll be pressing charges and asked if I would be okay to testify. I said yes. It'll be hard for me to go to court and talk about the incident if he's right there, because even though I've completely moved on with my life, I can still feel the fear when I heard about the case. I'm somewhat still traumatized by the whole thing. But I think he needs to be responsible for his actions, especially after his auntie tried to defend his actions by blaming me. It really sucks that I have to go through all of that to end a toxic and abusive relationship, but I got out somewhat safely and I can't imagine what my life would be if I stayed. It was a hard time, but it's worth it. Things are definitely better and I'm surrounded by people who truly love me and appreciate me. Simple and little things in life truly make me happy. Like how my BF got me bubble tea and prepared dinner for me when I had a hard day at work last week. I can't believe just more than a year ago, I thought a day without an argument was already a good day. Oop, I'm glad you were able to get out before things got worse. It's a very traumatizing experience, but therapy does help. I hope you have a good support system and are around people who cares about you and understand your experience.